Gee, this is a great video by this Lung Heng Joe photo. If you see it, it's a perfect close-up, in focus of an YF-23 flying and along with its engine bays closed. Here we go, right? And you can't see anything, and it goes around, it comes back around again, and now its engine bays are open. Look at that. And we've got two little air-to-air missiles here. I don't know, are they the R-37M? Probably not. They don't look like they can go 200 kilometres, but they are incredible. This has multiple radars. You can see out the back, the main one in the front, and some at the sides. I think they're going out at 50 degrees or something like that. And they're all designed to pick up stealth really, and also from various directions, increase the 360 radar ability. Now, what the hell are these? These ones here, they can take hypersonics, quite a lot of room in there. The Russians make bigger jets. They make bigger jets because they have to go further. It's a big land mass, it's a continental power, not a naval power. So these dwarf the size of the F-22s and whatnot. Not as stealthy, but mostly stealthy. I mean, the amount of radar visibility external hardpoints have on the Generation 4 jets is incredible. So this one has them all concealed and carries quite a bit. I'd say a lot more than the F-35. The F-35 is a bit of a slug in the air. This one prioritised hyper manoeuvrability and performance over stealth. See how this engine bay is recessed in behind the jets. The F-35 is just a block that goes straight across. Same with that Chinese stealth jet, which is not really hyper manoeuvrable. It's more of an interceptor, and it has this bulky midsection here, not much lift, but more room between the jets to put weapons. But even then, this jet is so big that it can fit looks like two hypersonics in there. They're big jets, those, what is it, the Zircon, I think. And these smaller, maybe they are R-37Ms, I don't know. But this thing here is designed to, radar technology always gets better. The F-22 would have had 20 years of not being seen on radar. It was, I don't know why they made it pretty good at manoeuvrability as well. Not as good as this, of course. This one also has thrust vectoring at the back end. Well, that's a good close-up. Look at that. Good luck identifying those missiles. I haven't got time to. But let's have a look at the jets out the back here. They're thrust vectoring, 360 degrees. They've done that deliberately for super manoeuvrability. The F-22 has vertical thrust vectoring. It has S-bend intakes. That sacrifices a bit of performance, but increases stealth. Look, I don't know why the F-22 had to be a fighter jet to manoeuvre and dogfight when it's stealth. It defeats the purpose of the exercise. I think the YF-23, let's pause here for a second. Now look at this thing. This is the YF-23 Black Widow. Late 80s, 1990 design. It's the greatest jet that ever wasn't. And even looking at it now, it looks like something space-aged out of a video game. It is phenomenal. This is the beginning of the end of the US empire. This was when the Soviet Union collapsed and the military-industrial complex resorted to rorting rather than producing quality. Now this is the proper design, and of course there was some kickbacks involved to get the F-22 from Lockheed Martin. So it was all about money after the Soviet Union collapse, and now look at them in the Ukraine war. The Patriot missile can't even defend itself. They're still using legacy F-15 fighter jets. The F-22 needs so much maintenance. They can be seen on radar. It's just a mess. Russia's kicking their ass, and no matter how many lies they tell themselves to you on the media, they are losing badly. And it's a war of attrition, and they're sending us broken. Inflation is going up. they shot themselves in the foot through their own greed. Let's put it that. Now look at this jet, the last brilliant thing before the downfall of the Western civilization began. It's not super manoeuvrable. It is pretty bloody manoeuvrable, but only at high speed. Let's go and have a look at some of its particulars, not this rubbish here. I'm going to find a proper spot in the video, wait. Alright, there's its footprint. Hyper stealthy, more stealthy than the F-22. A lot more stealthy and faster. This could have even been made bigger because just like the Chinese who have that stealthy, what's it called? Let me think. Here it is, the J-20, hyper stealthy, more like an interceptor. That's not going to win a dogfight, no way. Look at this big bulky section, very good storage though. Can fit a lot of weapons in there with that big bulky section like the F-35. The F-35 can't carry much because it's not as big and bulky as this. It's made to not be seen. Why do you need to dogfight? The only reason to dogfight is if you're in close range and picked up on the radar. The whole point of a stealth is to see them before they see you, fire a missile, kill, and not enter the dogfight in the first place. It defeats the purpose of the exercise. So this should be interceptor driven or bomber driven. Go back to this one. This is a brilliant footprint, this outline. Super stealthy. The most stealthy thing ever built. We're going to see the jets from behind. They're not thrust vectoring. Gee, they look good. They look like this out of it. This is 1990. They look like they're out of a video game. They could rehash this. Look at it. Look at this thing. Incredible. These fins on the back, they pivoted and twisted left and right. And that's what gave it some pretty good manoeuvrability at high speed. Doesn't need to enter a dogfight. What it needs to do is fly really fast with very long range, a bit like the S-71, shoot down the enemy without even being seen and never bother to enter a dogfight. And that's why this thing, let me pause and find the back. There's the back right there. No, that's the F-22 with its vertical thrust vectoring only. Let me find the back of this YF-23. I mean, look at that. That looks better than the Su-57. I mean, this is how long ago is that? 35 years ago. Crikey. Incredible. Here we can see the intakes S from bottom to top, so it can't be seen on radar with the turbine spinning around. I heard by the testimony of one of the designers say that this shat all over the F-22. It wasn't just Super Cruise, which was past the speed of sound without resorting to afterburners. It was Super Cruise Plus. It would fly significantly faster than the speed of sound in Super Cruise. And that's what you want in a stealth, not a fighter. Intercept is what you need. Like I said, you've got to shoot the thing down and get out of there and not be seen. You don't enter into a dogfight. It's the most ridiculous thing. That's the spork mentality of the West, where they try to do too many things with one jet, like the F-35. They bolted it. An A-10 Warthog. What was it? A big cannon on the front, the rotary cannon to kill a tank killer on a stealth jet to fly. Oh, the dumbest. Oh, I call it the spork mentality. The spork is one of those spoon forks you get from takeaway. It's a really crap fork and it's a really crap spoon and it's totally crap. And that's what the US did with the F-35. This was what they should have done. Okay, where's the back end? We're still looking for the back end. Finally, here we go. Now, you can't see these exhausts from underneath. You can't pick it up from the ground with, radar, heat sensors, nothing. You probably pick it up from satellite because the jets are straight out the top over the back of the fuselage here, and that was all tiled to be heat proof. and totally not seen by radar. If they I think there was a proposal about 10 years after they dismissed this back in 2000 to bring it back and make it even larger, to make it a fighter bomber. But why is that the best option? Well, look at the MiG-31, an obsolete aircraft in Russia, still active today because it can carry, it's a big plane and it can carry a hypersonic, fire it from standoff range, and it can fly very fast. The MiG, let's go and have a look at it. So this is some Cold War plane designed to shoot down the SR-71 very fast, very high altitude. It turns out that that's what you need to launch a hypersonic missile because you want to increase its range by firing it from a standoff distance, so it doesn't need to get into a dogfight. Standoff distance, high altitude, high speed. It can go to Mark 3, this thing, and launch it hypersonic. Probably already launching it at one of these hypersonics the Russians do as a what do you call it? Ramjet. Sorry, yeah, ramjet. So it gets up to ramjet speed, launches the hypersonic, off it goes. Brilliant, repurposed, and very big, very heavy, very loud jet, this one. I think Ghost Fighter is the perfect way to describe this, but I would have made it a bomber because its job is to launch, see things without being seen, launch something and get out of town as fast as you can. In Super Cruise, pushing Mark 2 in Super Cruise, this thing. It was classified the top speed of this in Super Cruise. If afterburners, incredible. Probably does Mark 3 in afterburners. Who knows? That sort of stuff is still classified to this day. And if it's a bomber size, simply put, it can fit more munitions. Because when you've got a stealth jet, you've got to enclose all of the hatches. Let's go and find a hatch. It's a pretty useless video, this. He's off point, the commentary. It's the sort of video you listen to when you're trying to get to sleep at night with insomnia. Not much information apart from, look at the thrust and look at this engine, you can do this and that. But pretty much off point. So we've got some weapons bays, of course, hidden in here, and it looks surprisingly bulky there, doesn't it? So, but ultra sleek from the side. It's like they've combined an ability to store weapons in there without sacrificing its sleekiness. So anyway, the weapons bays are hidden in there somewhere, and the bigger the jet, the more weapons you can fit. So I would say this should have been about the size of the SR-71, really. Been even faster and just as stealthy. Pretty manoeuvrable. Doesn't need to dogfight though. If an F-22 gets into a dogfight, well, it's game over because even fourth generation jets are more manoeuvrable, or just as equal to. There's no point. There's no point in getting in a dogfight with a stealth jet. You just shoot. They can't see you. You can see them. Shoot, and if they do see you, get the hell out of there with your hypersonic speed and excessive range and excessive super cruise. Get the hell out of there. What a useless video. This is from a bloody poster, for God's sake, of the jet, not actual video footage of it. Anyway, that's how they should have done it. But, the West, somebody once said very famously, I'm going to finish on a better picture than this. Everything the West knows about warfare is learnt from the entertainment industry. They go and watch Star Wars or some Top Gun or Top Gun was based on real jets. But just some sci-fi nonsense. They go, that looks good, let's go and make it. Let's spend billions of dollars making it. With absolutely no regard for strategy whatsoever. This is the thing they bolted into the F-35, I believe, trying to make it a ground attack plane as well as this is the spork effect here. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Bye.